Hello again, everyone. I hope the weekend was favorable to everyone. The religious leaders have joined the bandwagon and are advocating for a peaceful resolution to the current political tensions in Kenya. They are urging the youth to give dialogue a chance and allow President William Ruto to address their grievances. Is the president actually addressing their grievances? The president fired his cabinet, but then decided to bring quite a lot of them back to the cabinet. It does not make sense. It is understandable that the Gen Z are furious. President Ruto seems to be functioning on a different planet. Is he out of touch despite everything that is happening around him? Please subscribe to the channel. Yes, I am asking you to support me by subscribing to the channel. It is free and thank you. Thank you so much to the current subscribers for trusting me. I appreciate you. Let us continue. The approach of the religious leaders aims to prevent further violence and promote constructive engagement. The leaders' call for dialogue reflects a broader sentiment among various groups in Kenya, including elders and civil society, who believe that peaceful negotiations are essential for stability. However, there are also criticisms of President Ruto's cabinet nominations, which some leaders and Gen Z feel may not adequately address the current country's challenges. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think dialogue will help resolve the issues? The involvement of religious leaders in political matters can be quite complex. On one hand, religious often hold significant influence and can play a crucial role in promoting peace and dialogue, especially in times of conflict. Their moral authority can help mediate disputes and encourage constructive conversations. However, as I mentioned, there are concerns about the potential for corruption and the entanglement of religious institutions with government affairs. We all know how some clergy hold politicians with great high regard. It is common knowledge brown envelopes are being passed on, if you do get my drift. This kind of treatment can undermine the clergy's credibility and the trust that people place on them. Take a listen to the clergy, please.
Religious leaders from Nairobi and Mombasa have pleaded with the youth to call off the protests planned for next week. The leaders are now urging youth to allow President William Ruto address their grievances and give dialogue a chance. And as Francis Mtalaki reports, the leaders have faulted President William Ruto's first 11 cabinet nominees.
Speaking separately in Nairobi and Mombasa, religious leaders are pleading with the youth to take a step back and call off protests planned for Tuesday next week. The leaders say this will allow President William Ruto and his administration time to fulfill the demands raised by the youth.
During this period, we ask patriotic Kenyans to remain calm and peaceful as we await the outcome of the vetting panel. We also plead with the demonstrators to take a step back and call an end to the demonstrations as their wish was granted. At a time like this country requires sober leadership, not only from the government and the opposition, but from all of us.
Tunawashukuru vijana wetu kwamba kweli mumefanya kazi nzuri. Ila kwa sasa tunaomba jambo moja. Kama baba zenu na wazazi, kwamba mtulie, ya kwamba kwa muda huu kweli kuna mambo tunahitaji kuyaona yanatimia, na hatuwezi kushinikiza. Tunahitaji pia tupeana nafasi serikali ionyeshe kile inaweza.
The leaders instead are urging the youth to embrace dialogue to resolve their grievances. They also want the president to listen to the youth by addressing the unrest triggered by the youth-led protests, as well as justice for those who lost their lives during the demonstrations.
Twashukuru mahali wamefikia, lakini naomba tu haki kwa ajili ya wale waliopoteza maisha yao na kwa ajili ya wale ambao wako hospitalini. Ni ombi langu rais, kwa heshima na kama mzazi, ukumbuke hizo familia. Kumbuke wale waliokufa na wale pia walio katika hospitali. Na pia wale waliohusika, ni ombi langu wachukulie hatua.
Katika mazungumzo, wahusishe kila mtu na mazungumzo. Isiwe ni watu fulani, wala na mazungumzo siwe ni lengo fulani. Kila mmoja anakwenda kwa lengo ni umoja wa kitaifa na usalama na amani ya kitaifa.
They have also faulted President William Ruto's new cabinet nominees, pointing out that the fact that he has brought back 6 of his former cabinet secretaries as part of his first batch of 11 nominees in Mombasa. The leaders accuse the president of leaving the Coast region out of his cabinet.
Wameona kwamba rais amechagua baraza la mawaziri, lakini mpaka sasa hatujaona sura ya mkwani.
Send home those 6 old faces. By the way, Kindiki has done well, and Kindiki is a professor in law. Let Kindiki go and serve as the AG. He can do better than what he's doing in the interior. As a professor of law, he can advise the president on how to deliver the government.
Francis Ntlaki, Citizen TV, Mombasa.
Balancing these roles is challenging. Ideally, religious should strive to act as impartial mediators, focusing on the well-being of the community and country rather than political interests. What do you think would be the best way for them to contribute positively in such situations? Personally, I believe keeping religious leaders out of politics can help maintain the separation between religious and state affairs, potentially reducing conflicts of interest and ensuring that religious institutions remain focused on their spiritual and community roles. By staying out of politics, religious leaders can avoid the pitfalls of corruption and maintain their credibility and moral authority. This can also help ensure that political decisions are made based on secular principles and democratic processes. The government needs to open communication channels because they are key to addressing grievances and promote peace without getting clergy people involved. President Ruto already knows what the Gen Z are asking of him. All he needs to do is implement, get the ball rolling. Listen to the Kenyan people as opposed to listening to Joe Biden and the British politicians. Here are a few ways communities can foster positive dialogue. Have community forums. This is where regular and scheduled meetings can be held, and people voice their concerns and discuss solutions. Having youth councils. Having platforms specifically for young people to express their views and concerns and participate in decision-making process. Social media platforms. Utilizing online spaces to engage with a broader audience and gather diverse perspectives. By creating these avenues, communities can ensure that everyone's voice is heard and that solutions are developed collaboratively. Local leaders often have a deep understanding of their communities and are trusted by the people they serve. Their involvement can help bridge gaps between the government and the communities, ensuring that concerns are heard and addressed effectively. Here are a few ways local leaders can contribute. Facilitating dialogues. Acting as intermediaries to being together different groups for discussions. Advocacy. Representing the community's interests to higher authorities and ensuring their voices are heard. Opening up community projects. Leading initiatives that address local issues and improve living conditions. Education and awareness. Informing the community about their rights and available resources. By leveraging the trust and respect they have within the community, local leaders can play a pivotal role in fostering a more inclusive and responsive governance process. Lobbying. Staying engaged with the government officials and agencies to ensure funding and support for local projects is maintained. Monitoring and accountability. Ensuring that infrastructure projects are completed on time and within budget, and that they meet the community's needs. To fulfill the majority of the above, collaboration and trust must be maintained. What are your thoughts on this, please? Thank you, everyone. I wish everyone a peaceful week ahead. Once again, thank you so much for your support. I will catch you real soon. Glory be to God.